Merritt Centennials Month in Review. I'm Mike Potesio with your Centennials update, and here to help me break down the playoffs, Centennials head coach Luke Pierce. Luke, you guys went into the playoffs as the 4th seed, lined up against the Penticton Bees, but you're also shorthanded a bit. You guys didn't have Diego Cuglietta or Dane Burks. Cuglietta, last game of the season, suffered that concussion. What was it like going into the playoffs with the shorthanded lineup?
Yeah, it's tough, especially two guys like that, both pretty big parts of our team. I mean, Diego's had a phenomenal second half to the year, and Dane's eats a lot of minutes on the back end, and obviously his speed, his compete level, all those parts of it, and against a really good Penticton team up front, it was a huge loss for us. But we've dealt with it. We had to deal with it all year. It seemed like one of those years we had a lot of injuries, so. We knew that we were going to have some other guys step up and help us, and unfortunately, game one didn't go that well for us. But I thought the rest of the series was pretty good.
All right. Well, with that in mind, let's take a look at the highlights from the first game. Scoring in Game 1 wouldn't pick up until the second period when Brad McClure would pick up a loose puck here off of a shot and bury it past Devin Kiro, 1-0 V's in the second period. Shortly after that first goal, it would be Jack Ramsey who would skate the puck out from behind the net and feed Matt Sarator, who deflect the puck in past Kiro to make it 2-0 for the V's. Just over halfway through the second period, it would be Cody DePork who would skate around everybody, almost score on one attempt. He'd come back out from around the side of the net and finally bury home the goal to make it 3-0 for the V's. The score would continue to get out of hand for the Centennials. 28 seconds into the third period, Riley Alfred on a great passing play here would find Cam Amatea, who would bury his first goal of the game. At the 4-minute mark of the third period, it would be Riley Alfred basically untouched in front. He'd get the clean pass and bury it past Caro to make it 5-0 for the V's. And things would not get any better from there for the Centennials in Game 1, as the V's would score 3 more times, with goals by Paul Stojkovic, Shane McColgan, and Brad McClure once again on the power play to make it 8-0. So as you saw there, an 8-0 loss in Game 1 to the Penticton Bees. Coach, it must have been difficult in the dressing room afterwards with the 8-0 loss. What do you say to your team after something like that?
Yeah, it was tough. We certainly felt like we had prepared ourselves well, and we had a little different strategy considering the injuries that we had, and we were a little more passive and kind of wanted to feel the game out a little bit. And I thought we did a really good job early, and then it got away from us, and we needed to get back to being a more aggressive team. And we talked. The nice thing about the playoffs is the scores don't matter. It's if you win, it's one game. If you lose, it's one game. So it's a race to 4, and we had to put that one behind us. It doesn't matter if it's 8-0 or 1-0 in overtime. And just told the guys, let's get home and get some rest, and we'll get back here for Game 2. And we know the areas we needed to be better in, and I thought we prepared ourselves much better coming into Game 2.
So, Game 2, Series 1-0 for the Penticton Bees. Let's see how the Centennials would respond.
Martin on his left wing. Now we got to fight DePork and Gavin Gould right in front of the Merritt goal. DePork throwing some left hands. Gould in trouble. DePork a couple uppercuts. Gould trying to throw some right hands. Now they grab each other and wrestle each other down the ice. DePork took exception to something there. Johnson.
Well, V's power play went 1 for 4 in last night's game. They only gave up 1 penalty, so we'll see how this first power play works. It's a little bit slow starting.
Bottled up as McColgan couldn't handle the pass at his blue line. Now turns it over. Neal shorthanded left circle, moving in. Glove save by Matt. Miskun is scoring the rebound. Shorthanded. James Neal banks it in on the blocker's side on a poor turnover the blue line, and a huge response by Merritt grabbing a shorthanded goal. It's 1-0 with 10:04 to go.
Just seconds before the first period was over, the V's would skate into the Centennial zone. They controlled the puck down low, and off of a puck that was thrown out in front, Brad McClure would just shovel it home on his backhand, tying the game at 1 apiece.
McClure gets the shoot in the right wing corner. Reverses to Jared Hildeman on the left wall, but his pass back to the point, intercepted, and now he falls and turns it over. White ahead to Paré, has an angle on right wing again, shorthanded, he scores! Another shorthanded goal. It's Paré going to the backhand, and Merritt has struck again, down a man. It's 2-1 with 12 and a half to go. So last night has been giving them troubles here tonight, it seems like.
Yeah, and you're hoping for the V's sake they don't get a power play, because that seems to be the burden in the V's game.
And right off the draw, Merritt scores and makes it 3-1. Now comes on the right wall. Rigas pinching down behind the net from McColgan. Walks out the blocker side in front. Shot just wide by Pirog. How'd he miss from the blocker side? A great chance there. And now McColgan for DePork. He scores! Walks off the left goal line on a great pass from Nick Pirog. And Rooston on the glove side. The V's have some life. Delphin across left side. Alford. Slap pass, tipped on blocker side, rebound. Hero stopped it as well, puck in the left corner. Pirog walks out left circle, shot blocked, it's still loose. DePork scores! Finds it in the crease, outweighs Hero and slides it in. And the V's have tied it on the power play, 3-3 with 12-12 to go. Face-off comes back to Stojkovic, right side McClure, doesn't shoot. 1:01 to go in this 5-on-3. McClure from Benoit, backdoor, McColgan scores! Shane McColgan grabs the V's the first lead of the game from one knee. With 1:10 to go in this power play, around the net he goes in front of Bork, just missed the puck. Rolls back to Stojkovic at the midpoint, 10:55 to go, now a 4-3 lead. Stojkovic playing pass with McClure, McClure left circle, one-timer, scores! McClure wires it in on the glove side. The V's strike on another power play, and it's 5-3. Neal. Left point holding it. Now give it away to Pirog. Empty net in front of him. But nice diving play by Patterson to slide it at his blue line and knock away the attempt by Pirog. 50 seconds left. Spun to the V's blue line, but Sexton plays it at center. Pirog, a second attempt, scores. Nails the empty netter with 44 seconds left. And it's a 6-3 game now for the Penticton V's.
So you saw there in Game 2 a much better effort by the Centennials, but at the end of the day, still resulting in a loss. Luke, you guys had a 3-1 lead at one point, 2 shorthanded goals. Great effort by the Centennials. How did you guys end up with a loss?
Well, I think, anytime in the playoffs, you can never be too comfortable, and they scored, late in the second period, which, got them a bit of momentum, but I thought, we started the third really well, and, we had a really unfortunate penalty against a 4-minute minor for high sticking that was, accidental, but it was a penalty, and they managed to tie it up early in that, and then, I thought a really unfortunate call against to put us down 5-on-3 after, and you don't usually see that in the playoffs. We actually had 2 5-on-3s to kill in that game, and that was a tough one. I think we kind of lost our focus and got a little bit emotional at that point, and that's a very talented power play there, and they made us pay, and that's the way the playoffs can go. I mean, a couple minutes and things can turn really ugly for you. So, but overall, I mean, I thought we were in control of the game for large parts of it, and the last 4-minute collapse there in the third, it cost us big time. It would have been a much different outcome had we been able to split the series over in Penticton.
That's right. There's 3 straight power play goals by the V's. Was the penalty kill an area of focus heading into Game 3?
I thought we did a really good job in Game 1 on the kill. We didn't give up anything on the power play until late when the score was already out of hand, and then I thought we scored the 2 shorthanded ones earlier in the game in Game 2, and I thought our penalty kill was doing a really good job. But you're down 5-on-3, it's pretty tough to defend, and again, I think our focus was a little bit off, and we were caught up in what we felt was a really poor call that our guys didn't like, and when you're not 100% sharp and focused, it's tougher to do that job. So nothing we could have really done on the goals that they scored there on the 5-on-3, and it just kind of got away.
So Game 3 next up, the series switches over to Merritt. Let's see how the Centennials would respond. They were down, but they weren't out.
Gets it out of the zone from and a big check. Clifford gets his man. They'll call a late penalty. That's a late call on Matt Saratori. What are they going to make the call on? They score. Side of the net. Deflected up and over Caro. It's a 1-0 Penticton lead. Get away from traffic. Now for Clifford on the left. Stops up inside the blue line. Spins it into the corner. Oakes is there. Looks out front. Knockbar shoots. Stopped by Matt. The rebound. Scores! On the doorstep is Sam Johnson. 1-1.
After this turnover and dump in by the Penticton V's, it would be Cody DePork who'd hunt down the loose puck and feed Nicholas Parag, who is all alone in front, to score the go-ahead goal for the V's.
White with Patterson at the point. Martin at the far side. Feeds it for Martin. Martin for Patterson. Can't shoot. White far side. Scores! Jeff White on the one-timer. What a pass and what a shot. Centennials tie it up with 3:15 to go in the second. Adam Tracy to the right of his goaltender. Took that draw, but it's won by the V's. Ramsey, left point, can't get the shot. Stojkovic does, scores. Untouched, Paul Stojkovic right from the blue line. A shot that makes its way past Devin Caro. Now Paré in the corner. He's got his jersey held by Beauvais. No call. Now he doesn't have the puck. No call, and he's hit. Holston shot. Rebound. Scores! Peyton Schaefer in front of the goaltender has tied the game at 3 with 2:55 to go. So Sebastian Paré gets the only assist on the goal. 3-3, they score. Bees take the lead right back. 2:32 to go. Patterson, Martin, as well on the blue line, joined by Sebastian Paré, James Neal, Jeff White, and Peyton Schaefer. Shot towards the net, sent just wide on the rebound by Schaefer. Now down there is White, throws it to the point. Martin shoots, scores! Centennials tie it, 41 seconds left. 4-4. Curls in front of his net, skates it up for Beauvais on the left. Beauvais chips this puck into the zone, and that's not a defenseman rush that we'd be used to seeing with Beauvais. Now a chance, they score. McClure wins it. V's take a 3-0 series lead.
So Luke, a 5-4 overtime loss. That was probably the most exciting game of the series to date. The Centennials had every chance to win the game, but at the end of the day, down 3-0. Now, I know that 3-0 can be a really daunting deficit in the playoffs. How did you deal with your team afterwards? What do you tell the guys in the dressing room down 3-0?
Yeah, I think we were really proud of the way the guys battled. I mean, we came back twice in that game and to tie it up and force overtime, and a couple really good chances in overtime to win it, and unfortunately, they got the bounce and beat us. But those are sometimes tougher to get over than losing 8-0. And we talked to the guys about it's not over till somebody wins 4, and I think the guys really started to see that we were starting to push in the series, and we felt like we were a game away from taking over. So we knew we still had some life, and I think you got a lot of really proud players, especially our older guys who wanted it really bad. And just told them to go home and get some rest and get ready to go again. And we didn't want to go down in our own rank, and just wanted to get one more trip back to Penticton. So, the guys were certainly devastated. It's a tough way to lose, but I give them credit. They regrouped really well, and I thought they were well prepared come Game 4.
So Game 4 up next. The Centennials facing elimination. Let's take a look.
There and Zach Hartley. Hartley and Tracy along the corner boards. Comes free for Neal. Neal looks to shoot. Scores! Rice. Benoit let it go for Cooper. 2:45 to go. Cooper by Polson. Shoots. Scores! Between the legs of Devin Caro. Didn't expect the quick shot there. Steen Cooper has tied this game 1-1. Caro. Jeff White on it for the Cents. Benoit wins it for the V's. Back Stojkovic's shot, but it's deflected to the ice. Gould possibly away, but couldn't recognize as Clifford was caught up in traffic. But now it's ahead for Neal. James Neal inside the zone. Scores! He's got 2. James Neal, a quick shot. Cents lead 2-1.
Just over a minute later, the Penticton Bees would score on the power play, cycling the puck around the Merritt net. It would be Shane McColvin who would wind and fire a shot that would go in off the stick of Brad McClure to tie the game.
Olsen keeps it in, right point, bounces for Tracy, backhand off the side of the net. Another chance as he digs. Gould gets it out to the line. Martin winds up, scores! just like last night, but this time Tyler Martin gives the Centennials the lead. It's Ramsey up the left, tried to fire it into the feet, gets it by Polson, shoots, scores! Jack Ramsey ties it up, 5:20 to go. He'll go in behind his net. Brett Beauvais up the right, chip pass up the left wing on the backhand for Cooper. Now across from McClure to the nets. Beauvais, shot, scores! Brett Beauvais tips it right in front on a bullet feed from Brad McClure. And the V's take the lead with 2:01 to go. The puck will drop here with Johnson to the left. It's won by the V's, and that's it. The Penticton V's will move on to the second round. And I'll say it once, and I'll say it again. Go Vipers, go Warriors. As the handshake happening right now here, a large congratulations going out to everyone on the Merritt Centennials this season on a tremendous year. And I hope that the future holds in some great things for all of the graduating players here. But final score, V's 4, Centennials 3. And that ends the series, 4-0.
So Luke, another tough loss, 4-3. The games in Merritt were really close. I mean, you guys, it could have been tied at 2-2 at this point, really. What do you think went wrong overall in the series?
Well, I think there's a lot of factors. I mean, I thought Game 4, that's a really tough situation to be in, and our guys did a great job. I mean, we had the lead for the majority of the game, and I really think that overall we just ran out of gas. I mean, without Dane and Diego, and then we lost Jason Bird in Game 1 for the rest of the series as well. So you take 2 of your top 4 defensemen out of the lineup and playing against a team with a lot of speed, and I thought we just got a little bit gassed, and you saw the goals that they scored late in Game 4 that we just ran out of energy a little bit, and certainly can't fault their effort. I thought our guys played very hard, and they should be really proud of themselves. The fan support was phenomenal here in Merritt, and I think the games were extremely exciting, and we lost to a good team, but I think those injuries don't happen, that it might be a different story, but we'll never know. So proud of the way the guys battled, and it was tough to lose in the first round, but we'll start building towards next year and getting ready to make another run at it.
How would you describe the season overall? It seemed like it was such a roller coaster. I mean, there's lots of highs and lows. You guys did a great job at the stretch run, getting in to the 4th place seed, getting into the playoffs, beating out Salmon Arm. How would you describe the season overall?
Yeah, there was a lot of ups and downs, like you said, and I think a lot of it revolved around injuries this year and illness and things like that, and we haven't dealt with a lot of that in the last couple of years. So there was a lot of times we were missing key parts of our lineup, and we found ways to win games, and we had some tough stretches too. And the way they played in the last month and a half to secure a playoff spot, I think was outstanding. And I think there was a bit of an emotional high when we clinched the playoffs that might have let us down when we actually got into them. So, but it's all learning curves for us, and I think there were some young players on our team that took big roles later in the year, and those players will be back next year and looking to do bigger and better things, and we'll just be that much more experienced of a group. I know we had a lot of turnover and a lot of young guys on our team this year, and it was good for them to go through all that adversity for sure.
Talk about the young guys. There's also a lot of overages that will be leaving the team, 5 to be exact, and I think another 4 is it if they stay with their college teams be called up. How do you look at the future for the Centennials moving forward with that many players moving on?
Yeah, I think every year the 20-year-olds that are moving on, and then it's a little bit up in the air on which kids are going to commit to schools and leave early. And we had anticipated a couple, but we'll probably have Jeff White most likely will be gone. Shane Polson will be moving on. Devin Caro, Dane Burke. So there's a lot of young pieces that could be back that'll likely be moving on to school early. So you prepare for that, and I think we have some really good core pieces, especially up front with Diego Cuglietta and James Neal, and our next year's captain and Sam Johnson, Adam Tracy, Gavin Gould, guys like that. I think that are really going to make a big impact on our team, and we certainly have something to build around. So I think next year is going to be an outstanding season for our team, and we have some work to do on our recruiting. And but overall, I'm excited. I think we're a lot farther ahead this year than we were last year.
Great. I guess at the end of the season, all that's left to do is hand out the hardware, year-end trophies. Was it difficult to choose winners, or were there clear people who were far and away with it?
That's every year it's tough. Yeah, I mean we've there's some awards that are pretty easy, obviously that speak for themselves as far as leading scorers and things like that. But anything that comes down to discretion and it's always tough. There's always 2 or 3 guys that are well deserving of the award, but you got to pick one. And I think we tried to really take the whole year into account, not just the end. And there was some guys that were multiple winners who I thought had very good seasons and did different things for us. And but yeah, it's certainly not an easy job, that's for sure.
Awesome. So with that, let's take a look at how the Centennials handed out the hardware. So to finish off the 2013-2014 season, the Merritt Centennials finished off with their annual awards banquet at the Nicola Valley Memorial Arena. In total, the Merritt Centennials handed out 14 individual trophies. The award for Most Improved Player went to Adam Tracy. The Academic Scholar Award went to Daniel Knockbauer. And the Most Promising Player Award went to James Neal. Most game-winning goals went to Diego Cuglietta, and the Coach's Choice Award went to Peyton Schaefer. The award for Most Gentlemanly Player went to Tyler Martin. Rookie of the Year went to Gavin Gould. And the award for Leading Scorer went, of course, to Diego Cuglietta, who led the team with 56 points this year. Best Defenseman went to Dane Burks, while the Unsung Hero Award went to Sam Johnson, who was also announced as next year's captain at the awards. Playoff MVP went to Tyler Martin, while the Leadership and Ability Award went to Diego Cuglietta. Most Valuable Player, the MVP award, went to Devin Carroll, and finally the Joe Tennant Trophy for Most Dedicated Player went to Dane Burks. To end the night, the Merritt Centennials honored their 5 graduating players: Scotty Patterson, Sebastian Paré, Peyton Schaefer, Tyler Martin, and Jason Bird were all given their jerseys and player rings in celebration. So we're here now in the Merritt Centennials dressing room, of course, now empty at the end of the year. It'll be that way for pretty much the rest of the summer, but Luke, obviously it will be filled again. Got some training camps coming up.
Yeah, no, we run a short 3-day camp here in Merritt the first weekend of April, and we have about 80 kids in for that from all over North America, really. And then we run another camp in June, middle of June in Abbotsford. That's a little bit larger, about 120 kids, and again from all over North America. So lots of time spent talking on the phone and getting the kids out and watching players and going through that process. I mean, it seems like a lot of spots to fill, but when you start looking at 200 kids, there's only really probably 7 or 8 jobs available. So we'll pare that down, and then we'll bring the guys in here late August, just before Labor Day, and get started on our main camp with about 40 guys, and including our returning players. And from that group, we'll work our way back down to 22 and fill this room back up and ready to go again for 14-15.
Thanks, Luke. Well, that wraps up this year's Merritt Centennials Month in Review show. We're definitely looking forward to what the Merritt Centennials have in store for 2014-2015. For the Merritt Herald and Shaw TV, I'm Mike Testio. Thanks for watching.